Good morning once again, Namibia. Welcome back to the Government Information Center live here in the capital city of Namibia, Windhoek. My name is Asteria Njenja, and we are actually having a very special ceremony this morning between the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology as well as the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, where we will be unpacking or actually having a ceremony on dressing of Namibia national teams. It's a partnership between the two ministries. Now you wonder how and what does the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology has to do with sport, national service? And with that, I would like to welcome you. Please follow us on our social media platforms, especially on Facebook. We are live, MICT in Namibia, and you can follow the discussion or you can follow the ceremony from there. You can also post your questions, as we will be giving a chance to members of the media as well as you, the viewer or the listener at home, to be able to pose your questions that you actually have after our honorable ministers have given their remarks. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us. We are joined by Honorable Minister Pea Mushelenga. He is the Minister of Information and Communication Technology. We are also joined by Honorable Agnes Shongarero, Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service. We are also joined by Dr. Audrey Mate, Executive Director, Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. Mr. Simata Freddy Mwea, he is the Chief Administrator at Namibia Sports Commission. We are also joined by other senior government officials as well as officials from the Namibia Sports Commission. Esteemed invited guests in the House, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. As I've mentioned, we have members of the media on the floor. We will give you a chance to actually pose your questions if you have any. That is after the honorable ministers have actually given their remarks on why we are here this morning. Our program is quite short. We will have welcoming remarks by our Executive Director or Executive Director of Ministry of ICT, Dr. Audrey Mate, then followed by Honorable Minister Pea Mushelenga and Honorable Minister Agnes Shongarero, as well as later on we get a vote of thanks by Mr. Simata Freddy Mwea from the Namibia Sports Commission. Without further ado, I would like to welcome to the podium Dr. Audrey Mate, Executive Director of Ministry of ICT, for a welcoming. Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning. To this very short ceremony, I think it's going to be very short. Honorable Dr. Pea Mushelenga, Minister of Information and Communication Technology. Honorable Agnes Shongarero, Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service. Mr. Mwea, Chief Administrator for the National Sports Commission. Ladies and gentlemen from the media, welcome. I was just told that I should just say welcome to all of you to this event. Once I've done that, then my job will have ended. But I must just make one point, which is that this collaboration really, it's an approach where public institutions work together to achieve common good. Having been at sport before, I understand what it is that other ministers can do to assist the industry. Also, not just on the sports side, but also on the youth side. From us as the Minister of ICT, our function really cut across. We are able to blend in with any public entity, not just public entity, any entity in the country. That is why this partnership for us is very important. And I'm sure that without diluting what the minister will say, then I'll leave it there, except to say, please welcome again. Thank you.
That was indeed just welcome. Very quite short. Another round of applause for Dr. Mate. As I've mentioned, our program is very short and we would like to get straight to the point of what brought us here this morning so that we can go and finish off our work for the rest of the day. Let me welcome to the podium, or join me as I welcome to the podium, Dr. Pea Mushelenga, Minister of ICT, to give his remarks.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Agnes Shongarero, the Minister of Sports, Youth and National Service, Dr. Audrey Mate, the Executive Director of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, and the Chief Administrator of the Namibia Sports Commission, Mr. Freddie Muya, and invited stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. At its 14th decision-making session, Cabinet approved and endorsed the 5-year National Strategic Framework on the Nationhood and National Pride Program and its implementation plan from the year 2020 to 2025 under the custodianship of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. This program, among others, seeks to enhance the spirit of nationhood and build a sense of national pride among all Namibians. Cabinet mandated the ministry to use the National Pride Program as a medium to educate the public, especially the youth, to develop the critical thinking skills necessary to understand and instill the sense of ownership, patriotism, and national pride in their daily lives, and to further be used as a facilitation tool for our citizens to know, to protect, respect, and embrace national symbols, and consider them as our national treasure. Cabinet also directed the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service to prioritize the National Youth Service and use sport as a conduit for nation building. It is with a above background that today we mark yet another milestone as we are witnessing this joint partnership between MICT and the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service through the Namibia Sports Commission in launching the national dressing of Namibia national teams following continuous engagement between the two institutions. During the Nationhood and National Pride Strategic Implementation Review Conference held in Swakopmund in October last year, 2022, it was resolved that having national sports color for our sportsmen and women was one of the low-hanging fruits in enhancing national unity and patriotism among various sports codes in line with the Nationhood, National Pride 12 commitments as contained in the Nationhood and National Pride National Strategic Framework. At the conclusion of the conference, the Namibia Sports Commission, together with other various stakeholders, were tasked to spearhead the establishment of a national sport dress code to give Namibians brand identity in the field of sport. Through these endeavors, we are witnessing the launch of this joint partnership in the quest to respond to the call to national branding, national identity, and patriotism. Through the Nationhood National Pride Program under the banner, My Namibia, My Country, My Pride. Director of Ceremony, with this initiative, Namibia, a country rich in cultural diversity and heritage, stands united under our national colors as embodied on our national flag. These colors represent our shared identity, history, and aspirations as a nation. They remind us that despite our diversity, we are one Namibian family bound together by a common purpose. The Ministry of Information and Communication Technology will dress all national teams in tracksuits with the national colors of a country as part of our efforts to promote our national symbols. This support is for 12 months beginning today, and the tracksuits will carry the logo of the My Namibia, My Country, My Pride campaign. We believe that our national symbols would receive prominence nationally and internationally through sport. As we embark on branding our country through this endeavor, we should remember that mutual respect and unity of purpose are essential for peace and development. We should stand together as Namibians at all times, cherish our diversity, and wear our national jersey with utmost pride and the highest sense of national patriotism. In conclusion, I would like to extend a particular word of encouragement to our sportsmen and women of all sports codes to wear these national attires with pride and a sense of responsibility, that wherever they find themselves, we look up to them as our ambassadors and national representatives of this beautiful nation. Let me thank my counterpart at the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, and her team, as well as the Namibia Sports Commission, who worked with the staff of my ministry for their relentless efforts in ensuring that this initiative would come to fruition. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Another omake for the Honorable Minister, please. Indeed, if there is anything that brings people together at all, is sport. We put aside whatever issues we have with each other, our religion, whatever religion we belong to, whatever race we are. Sport brings us together, and we all cheer in jubilation after our women and men in sport. And with this partnership, actually, sport, or when we say sport brings us together, we are trying to use sport to instill a spirit of pride within Namibian people and also patriotism, so that when we go out there and cheer for our national teams, for example, in one spirit, we are dressed in our national colors. We are actually waving the Namibian flag, and with that pride as Namibians, it's sport actually that brings us together. Okay, from there probably we will again find out what else can bring us together apart from sport. Then we move on to that, so that this patriotism, the nationhood, the national pride is actually instilled in us as Namibians. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. I would like to call to the podium the Honorable Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service, Honorable Agnes Shongarero, to give her remark. Please, welcome.
Thank you very much, Madam Director. Pea Mushelenga, Honorable, sorry. Minister of MICT, Dr. Audrey Mate, the ED in the Ministry of MICT, Freddie Moya, in our ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of a nation is in how the nation sees themselves. And we are saying here, a united nation is a proud nation. But when we go somewhere, it doesn't matter where, as a team, Namibian team, and we are dressed in different attires, I don't think there will be any pride in that. The moment we are looking the same, in the same attire, that moment, everything else falls away. We are one then. If you go out and there's a event, and you don't know who's who, But you'll know who's Namibia when you see that tracksuit, when you see that symbol, when you see that flag, you know that is Namibia. I want to take this moment and thank the Ministry of ICT for this endeavor. This is the best which could happen to us. In the first place, for many of the athletes, it's very expensive to acquire a tracksuit. For many of the athletes. Some, it's okay, but for some, many of them, it's very expensive. It's also very expensive for us as the ministry, including the Sport Commission. Now, we've got this assistance, which means that little bit of money we have budgeted for the tracksuits and that attire to dress our teams, we can now use for training of our teams. On the other hand, what brings us together when we look alike is that pride. How do you bring in that pride in people who are dressed differently? You can't. But the moment when they are dressed together, you can bring in that pride. And this, I hope each and every Namibian out there will remember when we say, what do we say, Audrey? My
Namibia, my country, my pride.
Each and every person out there, when we say, my Namibia,
My country.
my pride, my country, that is my country. For the athletes, when they see that logo on that tracksuit, they will know that's the pride. And we want to instill that pride in each and every Namibian athlete putting on that attire. To be proud of who we are, to be proud where we are coming from, and to be proud of what we can achieve. We can achieve if we stand together, much. And this is a step in the right direction, and I hope many of the other ministries will also follow in the footsteps of MICT and help us more and more with our attires. We are going to get the whole attire. I don't know the shoes are included or not. And if the shoes are not included, then we'll have to go to another ministry and say, you bring now the shoes. But in short, ours is just to say thank you very much. This helps us a lot. Not only that we are dressing our athletes in this attire, but also to bring them together and say, my country, my Namibia, my pride. That is our pride. And I don't have many other words than to say, thank you very much. And for the whole year, I don't know, maybe Freddie will maybe know how much it will be if we put it in monetary terms. But for the whole year, and many of the teams, it's not only one team. We've got cricket, hockey, whoever, athletics, boxing, many of the sport codes, and all of them, nobody will look different. Nobody. No, even if you are the billionaire and can afford, we will never allow you to have something different from what we are saying. My Namibia, my country, my pride. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Another round of applause, please. I love the fact that the Honorable Minister mentioned the shoes. I have 2 pairs of that shoes with a Namibian flag on. So I'm not selling them. They're not for sale. So I would like somebody to take up that challenge, actually, to say, okay, Sports Commission have done their part. The Ministry of ICT have done their part. Ministry of Sport, Youth, and National Service have done their part. So what are you bringing to the table? Probably the shoes, or a cap, or a handbag, or a backpack. So it's out there for you to actually join this course. Thank you so much once again, Honorable Minister. We are heading towards the end of our program. I would like to call to the podium Mr. Simata Freddy Mwea from the Namibia Sports Commission. He is the Chief Administrator, to give us the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Director of Proceedings. Before I give the vote of thanks, it's always good that I can inform our two honorable ministers to show them their attire. I think it will be fitting that we can show them the attire. I think I will request some colleagues that were doing the old attire. The two colleagues can come in front, Cheripo and Chalo. You just come, it's no problem. No, that had been the old attire, what the changes we've done. Yes, okay, let me just come this side. This has been the attire, Honorable, that you approved previously through the National Standard Color Guide. So what we did now, we just have added my Namibia, my country, my pride here, and we also added it here, down here. So that will be the new changes. Even on the T-shirt, it's also going to appear the same on the T-shirt. I believe we could also on the short. There's also we could not come with a short here. You know, it's a day of work. Also on the short. Okay. On the short also it also be written at the same. So it means the tracksuit, that's a tracksuit that will be actually be written my Namibia, my country, and my pride. So that is our new design. Even though there will be some adjustment with the design in terms of the material, because the fabrics, those who knows fabrics, so there will be that's few adjustments, but the slogan will remain as such. Thank you. So going to my assignment, honorable ministers, we are very much excited. I must be honest, in October when we were invited to Swakopmund to the strategic review meeting, I traveled with my marketing officer, Mr. Chalo Chainda, and through that engagement, this child was born. It was not so easy when this child was born, and today we are here to celebrate the birth of this child. And I'm so happy that our two honorable ministers are here to cement this very good relationship that is going to prevail. We know our young ones, as Honorable Minister of Sport have mentioned, that we used to spend a lot of money, especially for individual sports code when they travel outside. They were buying tracksuit 900, you call it. And we used to, when I was looking at my statistics, in a year we normally give plus or minus 1,600 national colors to athletes. You can imagine that goes to around a lot of millions of money that parents were spending. And we are so delighted, Honorable Minister of Information Communication Technology, Doctor, for the gesture your team have come on board. The technocrats, they worked together with us, and finally it was approved by your ministry that you can be able to join hands with our ministry. I'm also quite excited at the same time that our minister have accepted this gesture that came from the Ministry of Information Communication Technology on behalf of our institution that we have to serve. Allow me also to thank the technocrats, the colleagues from the Ministry of Information Communication Technology. I know you've been working around the clock together with my team from the Sport Commission to make this event a reality. We are also having something special for you because we are still also working on the project, which was also mandated to us at the same time about the supporters jersey, that we will still be able to submit to our honorable minister that even our supporters, they also need to have the same slogan whenever our national team are playing at home or are playing abroad, which will also be given to all embassies around the whole world, or embassies where our embassies they find themselves, that it becomes something to unify Namibians, that whenever any national team is playing, we all look likewise or we all look the same. With these few remarks, let me thank you very much, honorables, for coming, and for the members of the media and everybody present. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mwea, for actually first unveiling the national colors. I love the colors and I love the combination and how the colors actually coordinate. One question that came from our platform, will the tracksuit be for free or it will be for sale? So, Mr. Mwea, if you can give us that answer, please. And with the supporters, I would like to be the #1 supporter. Where can I sign up so that I can also get to dress in the colors?
The tracksuit, as was already alluded by the two honorable ministers, the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology, in collaboration with the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, the tracksuit is fully sponsored. So our athletes, starting from tomorrow, going forward, for the period of 12 months, as was alluded, they will be getting free tracksuit. We are going to craft a document which we call it the hospitality attire. When you are given one, it does not mean another national color will get it. You must remain with that uniform for a given period of time, for that tracksuit for a given period of time, so that at least we can have a cycle maybe after 3 years or so. So that's what will happen. So it's for free. Thank you.
Okay, so for the rest of us, we can fork out that little bit that we have and actually buy, apart from the athletes.
No, the national attire is only meant for people who actually achieved merit to be selected for national team. I think the issue of the supporters jersey is something that we are going to discuss later on. It was just that I was adding sugar already, on the coffee to ensure that at least we know what comes again from here, because you guys were already working on this project. So that one will be announced at a later stage.
Okay, the floor is now open for questions from the members of the media or any invited guests who would like to actually pose any question. In the absence of any more questions, which means then things are clear, and that partnership is sealed. So we are moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not good enough, I think. May we clap hands, please? As proud Namibians. Well, the other time when we were in Swakopmund for the Sports Awards, people were calling us My Namibia, My Country, My Pride. No longer Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. Actually, that is how this slogan is actually getting into us and, stimulating that pride and patriotism as Namibians. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening and following us. Continue to follow our discussions here at the Government Information Center at MICT in Namibia on Facebook, and you can also catch us on our national television as well as our local languages on NBC Radio. From myself, Asteria and Jenja, the rest of the production crew, you have been informed.